let's stay in the NFC. The Rams have placed receiver Cooper Kupp on the COVID-19 reserve list. Unclear whether that's a positive, which would knock him out for this weekend's game, or a close contact. And the thing about close contact, you never quite know when the guy pops up because it's 5 days after exposure and negative testing, and eventually you can come back. We'll see if Cooper Kupp is available. The most important thing for the Los Angeles Rams at this point, who missed the playoffs last year after going to Super Bowl 53, no Jared Goff this weekend as they play the Arizona Cardinals in what very well will be an elimination game, depending upon what happens with the Bears. And the Rams, they need all the help they can get. If they're not going to have Jared Goff, it's John Wolford at quarterback with Blake Bortles backing him up. Darrell Henderson, one of their top running backs on injured reserve. They need Cam Akers back. Not having Cam Akers this past weekend against the Seahawks hurt them. They are in with a win or a Bears loss to the Packers, and that quite possibly will happen. It may be the Rams don't need this game. It may be they back into the playoffs with John Wolford playing quarterback in his first NFL regular season game. We'll see how good of a coach Sean McVay is this weekend, if he can whip up some chicken salad out of John Wolford, Charean.
You know what I forgot, Mike, and somebody brought this up on social media, and I went and reread that season, but the 1979 Rams season, and I don't know if you remember this, Pat Hayden broke his pinky finger, and Vince Ferragamo ended up coming in, and the team was 5-6 at that point, and under Vince Ferragamo, who had never played in the NFL at all, had never taken a snap, leads them to the Super Bowl, and they almost won the Super Bowl over the Steelers that season. So can John Wolford recreate what Vince Ferragamo did in 1979? I have doubts that that'll happen, but we'll see. It's just a little bit past history that you and I both remember, at least that season, if not that exact thing that happened.
31-19 was the final score of that game. It was the long pass from Terry Bradshaw to John Stallworth, just over the outstretched hands of a defensive back. I've got the Sports Illustrated with that photo on the cover as the ball teardrops into John Stallworth's fingers, and that was the moment when, well, it still wasn't over, but that was the moment when Steelers fans could exhale at this unexpected threat they got from the Rams. And fast forward 20 years from that to Kurt Warner. Although it happened at the beginning of the season, not the end, Charean, the Rams had some buzz with Marshall Faulk, and they signed Trent Green from Washington as a free agent. Our friend Rodney Harrison hit Trent Green low in the preseason, blew out his ACL. It's like, okay, scratch the Rams off the list this year. In comes this guy who played in the Arena League and the World League, and he used to bag groceries, and nobody's ever heard of Kurt Warner. Well, I heard of Kurt Warner. He was a running back for the Seahawks, actually from Pineville, West Virginia. No, not that Kurt Warner, a different Kurt Warner. He spells his first name different, and the next thing you know, he's the last guy to be regular season MVP and Super Bowl MVP. So maybe John Wolford becomes the next success story. And hey, I said it yesterday. If you're going to give Jared Goff or Sean McVay $33.5 million per year, you give it to McVay. This is the chance for McVay to show that he's the one that should be getting the $33.5 million in L.A., not Jared Goff.
Yeah, and Sean McVay will get that chance this week, Mike, because he has a tough task. And as you said, probably won't get to have Cam Akers because of the high ankle sprain. Darrell Henderson, high ankle sprain. That leaves two rookies behind Malcolm Brown, who's going to be the running back. So John Wolford's not going to have a lot of help, especially if he doesn't have Cooper Kupp in the lineup. This is a tall task, not only for John Wolford, but for Sean McVay to try to draw up some plays that'll work this week and get them in the playoffs. And if they get there, who knows how they'll do. I have doubts that they'll last very long if they do get in there, but I know they'd like to get in there, and especially the way they've lost over the last 2 weeks. They should already be in the postseason.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.